Welcome, hello, Yasu, hi, it's me again, Tai, and today's topic is Ajna opening, third eye opening, Kundalini Awakening. Congratulations, and my condolences. So, however these things happen, here in Europe we got a problem. And I want to cast some little light onto this. But before I get into this, make sure to subscribe my channel if you want to stay updated, and also so you know who is now talking to you. I will introduce a little. My name is Tai Körner, and I'm an author, a black magician, a student of a student of the left-hand order Dragon Rouge. While I'm a student, not a speaker of the order, so if you want to know anything, get for thedragonrouge.com and get informed there. I just tell you, especially today, because I really own my order quite much, because on me this exactly happened. In my case, I did do a musical experiment with an overtone singing, throat singing, and if you ask me today, music is magic. It's the oldest technique of a magical ritual, if you're singing or doing magic. And in my case, it did cause an inner opening, so a third eye opening. Yeah, I know there are some people around as well who on one hand say this is happening to me, and there are other people which are like I don't believe a shit about. Right, I was the same. I was the same about 20 years ago when I was on esoteric fairs, and when people, mostly women around age 40, got near me and they were like, my Ajna did open, my third eye. And I just thought back then, kids are awesome out of house. Husband is a kind of boring, maybe. So you need a new hobby. This was my meaning about that, my opinion about that. However, the best thing on human is we are learning. And it happened on me 2016 when I was doing this overtone singings. And I don't want to dig into this Kundalini topic right now because I will explain in further videos as well. Today, it's really my condolences and my gratulations to all of you who, in what kind of expression ever and who, in what kind of reason ever, made it to open the third eye, probably, or the heart chakras, or maybe just are on their way to awaken the Kundalini. But however, this is a progress what is normally introduced by years of practice. And there is the problem we got here. This is the problem we face here, because we are not living in India. We are not living in Bangkok or in China or wheresoever where these energy streams are commonly known. We are living in Europe. So if you would have been in India, 3 old kids who suddenly got visions or something, or your parents probably would take you to a temple, to a guru, and you would get a teacher who is teaching you how to meditate and how to integrate the new learnings you get. Here in Germany, it's a little different. You're the crazy one. You're the one who is retreating, and you get this energy impacts. And so, congratulations, now learn to handle it. And I just want to share some of my impacts I had so you can compare it to yours, because it is very normal. And also, I can just tell you, it makes sense to meditate. It makes sense to get into balance, change your nutrition in a way which is comforting to you and your energy field, and at best, get yourself a teacher who can teach you how to meditate, how to balance, how to integrate this. It's not about dissolving or pushing down. It is a gift that it is happening. But in our point, it is not like bliss. Bliss is something what can happen. But also, you're opening the gates to the hidden memories. Not only your hidden memories, but also past lives, alternate perceptions, and happenings which you did perceive but forgot about. And so it will all come out from the dark, and you have to handle it. You have to find a way so you don't fall into panic, into anxieties, into points of loneliness, into helplessness. This is points what is arising on awakenings too. So it's not about fluffy pink unicorns. It is literally working on you, your energy fields, and your memories. And yeah, but let's start from the beginning. In my point, it was an overtone singing, and an overtone singing is basically a frequency which you're splitting. I did do it in a bitonal overtone singing, so it was a splitting of a tone. And singing and music are the oldest ways of doing a ritual. And breaking all down, it is even matter is a frequency. But this is something to dig into in another time. However, if you are singing or if you are listening music, this is impacting your energy body. And the way it is impacting your energy body, it is impacting the material life around you as well. So this is all connected. In my case, I was doing overtone singing, and it started with a tingling sensation between my eyebrows. And I thought, okay, now I run crazy. A little later, it started about having very colorful dreams. No, visions. In day and nighttime. And I was hard fighting to percept my daily surrounding without this overlayering of pictures. And I started to doubt. I thought maybe I'm sick, maybe I got a brain cancer or something. And after this, it was about half a year, I finally found somebody who was able to support me, and this brother was one of the Oder Dragon Rouge. And since this time, I am working on more balance, on more understanding about all this, and I did start to integrate all the skills I got. But however, this is what I owe the Oder. Um, they were there at the right point, and especially that brother. However, I was in total vision flash. So at first I did start on meditating. Meditation has the benefit, especially the breathing. The breathing and the meditation has the benefit to balance the energy within you. Because in a case of a Kundalini awakening, you got the energy stream which is flowing up all your spine from the lowest point to your third eye, and yes, in best case, even the crown. So the crown, I can tell you, is also not just bliss and sunshine. It also can be very, very scary, paralyzing, and it has an impact what goes beyond human scale. However, yeah, I did start to meditate, and I got more control about this vision flash I had. I got more control about the inner balance. I got control about the fear arising, about these new skills which suddenly were there. And funny enough, and this was just half a year after the Ajna opening, my crown did open. I was sitting in a meditation, and suddenly you feel the spine like rising up in fire. And I did sense how it was rising up the reptile brain to the front of the Ajna, and so back to the crown. And it is burning. It was flashing, and I was feeling like standing in a stream, which is both from below and above, flowing through my body. And I was like, I back then sat like a sheet fucking burning lighthouse. That was the best description I could give. And I was totally surprised about, because I never intended about meditation. I never intended about third eye, my blasphemy in the past. And I did not even believe it is existing. And so suddenly I stood there and I was not able to move. It's like sleep paralysis, and you can't do anything until you slowly get balance and get back control. So, however, I did battle some energy and did push it through the crown, so to get some more balance. And I think everyone has to find their own techniques. But in the very best case, if you start to open your chakras, get yourself a teacher. Nothing better than this. And especially people sometimes say, but you're a black magician, what do you in a right, if you go for a right hand temple? Yeah, well, that's no problem. Because the right hand temple or the right hand priests are teaching you the same techniques. The technique is the same. The end of the journey. This is what I discuss about Kabbalists and about right-wing gurus sometimes. It is in the end, it is the question, do I dedicate this evolution to a goddess or god, or do I dedicate this evolution to myself? And there's a reason why I do so. And I will get into this in another topic as again. But there is a reason why we are able to evolve, why we are able to rise beyond our human scale. And as it starts, there is no stopping about. So if you open your energy fields, if your Kundalini is awakening, especially if your crown or your Ajna is awakening, you cannot stop it. You can try to ignore it, but this is a very painful thing. I once did do so, especially between Ajna opening and crown opening. I had an own office and I was writing for a customer. I was doing a catalog texting and an online page texting, and also for Amazon. So I had between Yule time and New Year, I had about 800 texts to write, to correct, to optimize, etc., etc. And I did work day and night, nearly. So this crown opening happened in January. So at first, but that's another topic. And while this high fire time of working, my Ajna was kicking my ass too, because I shouldn't have worked. I mean, okay, we are in Germany, in Europe, whatever, so there is no thing to tell to your customer or boss, sorry, I don't feel so well, I got an energy problem, I have to meditate more, I can't do my job now. Nobody would understand. So I pushed through. I pushed through with a load of coffee, with a load of energy drinks, and with a hell of a migraine. And that was not caused by the energy drinks, because I was sleepy as well all the time. The energy drink and coffee didn't bring anything. And this inner pain did walk to the eye. And I suddenly had like a migraine wave. And I can just tell you, I took a sponge. This natural plant sponge, and I just had a bowl with some water, and I just cooled my head over and over and over again. Probably if I would have laid down in my bed, sleeping a while for a few days, or meditating more, it would have been less of that problem. But I was midst in an Ajna awakening, right in front of a Sahasrara awakening or opening. It's better said as a gate, not as a chakra. But however, I was all between that. And I pushed through in workings. So, sure, I didn't pick the easiest way. And the result of this was a flash of visions, which in the end did overlayer my daily perceptions. And it was really difficult to differ between true of daily mundane perceptions, vision flashes I got, or dreams I had. And there were periods, for example, there was one thing happening when I awoke. I was doing a snap nap, so just for 13 minutes or so. And when I woke up, I look at my hands, and suddenly the blood was dripping from my hands. And I was like, whoa. And in the very moment when I blinked with my eyes, it was gone. And this kind of overlayering of perception may happen. You suddenly see people or things or entities you never did see. And this is no imagination. It is reality. It is reality on another level. It is reality through a wider perception. And here is the breaking point. If you would have grown up in a country which is socialized on this special topic of Kundalini Awakening, you would have had support as fast as possible. But now we are in Europe, and you're first the crazy one, the lonely one who is not understood, and you try to find your way, and so you find people who can't help you but tell you a shit, so you pay your money there. And all these tricks and lack of knowledges lead to the problem of not being taught early enough. So in my case, I found somebody who was helping me. You also can get for a Buddhist monk temple. That's no problem, because it's your decision if you want to use the skills for your own benefit later, or if you want to dedicate it to a deva or something. In the first case, it is about learn to meditate, learn to assimilate your skills, learn to balance your skills, to find a way how to play this instrument. And this is literally because also this was the first thing I always said, it is two snakes. It is most say the Kundalini. So is it one or plural? In my eyes, it is plural. You got one energy going down from up to down and one energy down to up, and they got a difference of quality, so a difference of frequency, and it is one active and one passive energy. So this in a small frame, also to dig into deeper, but these are two energies, and I always was like, this is two snakes, and these two snakes are singing. If it is activated and if they are awake, you can hear it. And in my case, there happened about a year later, it happened that I started to astrally hear. So it's not with the ears, it is rather with your skin. So you got a hissing electric sound you're hearing, and this is also no imagination, this is no Disneyfication. This is the Kundalini snake, the energy you hear. So this is a skill, a perception you did unfold. And here we also get back to this annexy states. So there are things happening which are not fitting to that frame you grew up with. And there are memories rising from your past or from past lives which suddenly are present, or your subconsciousness remembers, but the fear you get into your present mind. So this is all about balance, because you will remember, you will feel, and you will grow on your energy body. And this is just a beginning. And if you don't do it seriously, you indeed can burn yourself. But this Kundalini is not made to burn you. If you are a Christ, I would tell to you, it is a spark of God. If you are a naturalist, I would say this is a spark, the energy of the entire cosmos around you. If you are a magician, it is a spark of the primal essence which is flowing through you. And all the material around you is just a fragment of this energy, and it is energy itself. So, however, and you have to learn to play this instrument, which is your body, which is your energy, to integrate your new learnings. So, yes, I feel with you. It's totally my condolences to all of you who suddenly got an awakening of the Kundalini or separated chakras. But also, it is my biggest congratulations to all of you who dare to learn, to explore, to grow on this. Because this is a hard path to do, especially in our area where we didn't grow up with this. And I can tell you this is just the beginning, because this perception we are growing, we're getting to seeing lies from truth. We're going to knowing things which are happening before they even happen. We'll go into hearing somebody's thought who is close to you, and you suddenly hear this person and you know, hey, I should ring this one, for example. It is about understanding circumstances which are about creation, which are about the essence of life itself and your very existence as well. So this all is just the beginning to a very wider frame of perception. So if you did start the way, there is no pushing down it. You can fight against it, you can try to ignore it, but an awoken Kundalini is an awoken Kundalini as for my perception. And it is a horror to go through. It is a challenge to grow. And it is a skill, a gift others would have worked lives for. And by accident or by doing the right thing, maybe you just forgot about why you did it, it happened on you. So take the challenge, get yourself somebody meditating, get yourself a teacher, and try to integrate these new skills into your life. About this topic, of course, there would have been space enough to do 1,000 videos, but not today. I will catch up the topic the next days again, and I will also tell you how I did percept some things and how I did react on them or try to balance them. So stay tuned, make sure to subscribe my channel, and see you there.